Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel Daysi DIY. Today I'm sharing with you guys an easy home decor project. I hope you enjoy. If you do, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Thank you so much. For the first project, I'm going to be using this beautiful pumpkin decor that I got from Dollar Tree, and here is the item number just in case if you guys need it. So what I did, I just removed the base from the bottom. We're not going to need it for this project. I'm going to be reusing it for the next project that I will show you in a minute. And to paint it, I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white. I did one coat and I just let it dry. And to distress a little bit more the pumpkin, I just used the Waverly chalk paint on color moss. I just used a little bit of this paint, and once it was completely dry, I just went over again with the Rust-Oleum chalk paint. I always love to do this technique to use different paints so we can give this distressed look that we're looking for. And once I was done, I just put it to the side and let it dry. I'm gonna be using one wood pumpkin that I got from Dollar Tree as well, and to paint it I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white. I did one coat and I just let it dry. And to distress the pumpkin a little bit more, I'm just using this beautiful paint on color orange that I got from Dollar Tree as well. I did one coat and I just let it dry, and once it was completely dry, I went over with the Waverly chalk paint on color moss. First I did a light coat, but I didn't like it how it turns out, so in the end I just did another coat to cover a little bit more the pumpkin, and I just let it dry. I'm gonna be using a piece of this calendar that I got from Dollar Tree. I'm just using a small piece because the whole image I just use it for another project that I just create, and I will show you in a minute. I just did one coat of Mod Podge on the back of the image, and once I was done, I did another coat on Mod Podge on the top of the pumpkin, and to seal the image I just did another coat on Mod Podge and I just let it dry. The next thing, I'm just using this nautical jute twine that I got from Walmart, and I just put them on the edges of the pumpkin, and I just used a little bit of hot glue to glue it, and I did the same step with a small pumpkin. The next thing, I'm gonna be using this beautiful piece of wood decor that I got from Dollar Tree, and here's the item number just in case if you guys need it. And to paint the back, I'm just using the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white. I did one coat and I just let it dry. I decided to paint the back because we're doing two side projects. I'm gonna be using these ribbons that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just showing you what type of ribbons that I used to create this beautiful messy bow. I just cut a few pieces, and once I was done cutting the pieces, I just put them all together, and with a small piece of jute twine I just tie everything very well, and I just create two messy bows. And the other one, the different, it's that I just put a small button, and once I was done creating this beautiful messy bows, I just used a little bit of hot glue to glue it on the top of the pumpkin. I'm gonna be using one piece of jingle block, and I just painted on the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white, and I decided to use it so it can have this support the pumpkin on the top so we can glue it. And I just use a little bit of hot glue to glue it on the top of the base. If you guys want a stone hole, you guys can use wood glue. I just use a few pieces of this greenery and I just put them all together, and I just use a small piece of zip tie to tie everything. I just show you that I put this type of greenery on the bottom. You guys can put anything. I think it will look really beautiful. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. It turned out really beautiful, this two-side project. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? Today I'm taking part in Esto es lo mío, or This is my thing collab that is being hosted by the amazing Maria from Yetra Khreacioness and all these talented friends that they're participating today. I hope you enjoy. If you do, please don't forget to watch all the videos that all these talented friends that they're participating today. Thank you so much, Maria, for hosting this wonderful collab. For the next project, I'm going to be reusing this beautiful piece of decor that I create on my channel, and I will link it down below in my description box so you guys can see step by step what I did. The only thing that I did, I just removed that greenery that I had on that side. I'm going to be using one wood stem that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just use hot glue to glue it. If you guys want a strong hold, you guys can use wood glue. The next thing, I'm using this beautiful messy bows that I just show you how I created. In one side I just put one button, and the other side I just put a few pieces of the raffia so they can be a little bit different. I'm going to be using a few pieces of this berry garland that I got from Dollar Tree, and I decided just to curl it a little bit so they can have this different texture on the top of the pumpkin, and I just used a little bit of hot glue to glue it. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. It turned out really gorgeous, the pumpkin. I love it, and especially because it's two-side pumpkin, so you guys can display it at the way that you guys want it. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this other project that I create for you guys? For the next project, I'm going to be using one pumpkin that I got from Dollar Tree, and here's the item number just in case if you guys need it. And to paint it, I'm using the Waverly paint on color moss, and I just did one coat and I just let it dry. I didn't cover it all the way because I want the color white to show a little bit. Once it was completely dry, I just distressed it a little bit just in the edges of the pumpkin so it can give the shape of the pumpkin a little bit more. It turned out really beautiful once you distress it. I'm going to be creating another beautiful messy bow, and all the ribbons that I'm using, they're from Dollar Tree. So I just cut the pieces at the side that I want my bow to be, and I just grab another piece of the jute twine and I just tie it very well. I create another beautiful bow to put it in the middle. I'm gonna be reusing this beautiful candle holder that I had on hand. You guys can put the bow right here in the top or right here in the middle. I decided to put it right here, and I'm just gonna use a little bit of hot glue to glue it. I decided to use a few pieces of this eucalyptus and also of this berry garland that I got from Dollar Tree, and I just cut a few pieces and I just put it in the middle of the bow. It was missing something else, but if you guys want, you guys can just leave it without this greenery. And this is how it looks our project once we're done. It turned out really beautiful. I love it. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next project, I'm going to be using this welcome fall decor pumpkin that I got from Dollar Tree. And to paint it, I'm using the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white. I did one coat and I just let it dry. I just used the Waverly chalk paint on color moss. And I just used a little bit of the paint to paint it. And also I used the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color gray. We used a few different paints, but trust me, at the end it turned out really beautiful. I'm gonna be using this paint on color orange that I got from Dollar Tree. I just decided to paint the letters and I did 2 coats and I just let it dry. And also I just paint the leaves so they can stand up a little bit, and I just used the Waverly paint on color moss to paint it a little bit more. And also I decided to distress the pumpkin a little bit more on the edges, and for that I used the Waverly anti-wax and I just used a little bit of the paint to distress it. I'm going to be reusing the base that we just removed on the other project, and to paint it I used the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white. I did 1 coat and I just let it dry. And I'm going to be using just a little bit of hot glue to glue the base with the pumpkin. If you guys want a strong hold, you guys can use wood glue. And I just create another beautiful messy bow. And I just show you how I create these beautiful bows. And I just glue it on the top. And also I just use a few pieces of this berry garland. And I just put them on the side because it was missing something. And that was the touch that it needed. And this is how it looks at project once we're done. It turned out really beautiful, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next project, I just want to show you how to create this beautiful home sign. I didn't record this project. I made the project last year. I used one sign from Dollar Tree, and to paint it, I used the Rust-Oleum chalk paint on color white. I did 1 coat and I just let it dry. And the lines, I just used my pencil to create the lines, and with my finger, I just distressed the lines. And the edges of the sign, I just used a piece of painter's tape and I just covered the white part. And the paint that I used on the edges, it was the craft white chalkboard paint on color ink. I did 1 coat and I just let it dry. And once I was done, I just removed the piece of painter's tape. And the letters, they're from a sign from Dollar Tree, and I just used the same paint to paint it. And I didn't cover it all the way, the letters, because I want the wood to show a little bit in the letters. And also I used the Waverly chalk paint on color moss to distress it a little bit more, because I just want the letters to blend a little bit with my pumpkin. And the pumpkin that I put in the middle, it's from Walmart. I got it last year. I also distressed the letters a little bit more with a small piece of sandpaper. And to glue the letters, I just did a combination of wood glue and hot glue for a strong hold. And to hang the wall sign, I just grabbed a piece of wire and I just used it 6000 to glue it. And this is how it looks at project once we're done. It turned out really beautiful. I love it. And I just want to show you this project too, but please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this project? For the next project, I'm going to be using one image of these beautiful calendars that I got from Dollar Tree. I just placed my pumpkin on the top and I just trace it, and with my scissors I just cut it at the side that I needed. And once I was done, I just did one coat on Mod Podge first on the image, and I just did another coat on Mod Podge on the top of the pumpkin, and I just placed my image, and with the same brush I just smooth a little bit the image so it won't have the many wrinkles, and it worked just perfect, this technique. And also I did another coat on Mod Podge on the top so we can seal the beautiful image, and I just let it dry. I'm going to be using this Waverly anti-wax to paint the stem from the pumpkin, and I did one coat with a piece of paper towel. I just removed a little bit of the paint because I want just to show a little bit the wood under, and with the same brush I decided to distress it a little bit, the pumpkin and the edges, and I just distress it at the way that I want it. The next thing, I'm just going to be gluing the base with the pumpkin, and for that I'm just going to use hot glue. But if you guys want a stone hole, I would recommend you guys to use wood glue. I just create another beautiful messy bow, and I just put one button in the middle, and I'm just going to glue it right here on the top of the pumpkin. And this is how it looks at project once we're done. It turned out really beautiful. I love the pumpkin, how they blend all the colors together. But please let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think about this two-side pumpkin? And please don't forget to see all the videos that all these talented friends that they're participating today. Thank you so much, Maria, for hosting this wonderful collab. So that was it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified every time that I upload new video. And please don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Thank you so much and have an amazing day.